Is it going to be the little Christian boy that lives at home with his mom? Or is it going to be the badass biker president who lives in a single bed RV? Make your choice, Sofia. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here. Here to discuss whether or not Sofia is actually going to leave easy in Mayans MC Season 5. Now, I know nobody really cares about this story. I certainly do not care about this story. But let's be real, this is a channel that is pretty dedicated to the Mayans. I like to discuss everything that's happening in the Mayans. Therefore, I feel like any sort of story arc probably deserves a discussion, a conversation. So I'm not going to be making a lot of videos on this. In all honesty, this will probably be the only vid that we make on Sofia and her past life, I guess, her past boyfriend, his family and their dead kid. I'm not going to make more videos on this unless something major happens. But the question here is, will she leave easy to go back to him? So he's been in a couple of episodes now. First time he turned up, he was like, what the hell are you doing here, Sofia? You got to come with me, you got to leave. But she wasn't having that. He left. And then we seen him in the last episode there, where she actually went to him and he says, I forgive you, and she's like, how dare you forgive me, I don't need your forgiveness. He says, no, you do, and you need to forgive yourself. So these two had a kid together. I'm going to assume that the kid died. Maybe they were responsible for the kid dying, maybe they were young, partying, I don't know, neglect maybe. Who cares? Who cares? No, seriously, who the fuck cares? It's season 5. It's the final fucking ride. We've got sons dying. We've got Mayans dying. And we're supposed to care about some kid that's never even made the TV screen? Are you shitting me, guys? Come on. Come on, what is happening here? Sofia, we don't give a fuck about Sofia. Sofia is just some skank that lives in a trailer that easy bangs every night. That's it. Is she hot? Yeah, she's pretty hot, but we don't care about some backstory. We don't give a shit about any of that. So come on, what are they doing? You tell me. Anyway, I got a little bit sidetracked there, but let's try and get back on focus. Where were we? Yeah, so he said, then he's sitting down, she has a conversation with his mom, and they're sitting at a table, and they're talking about Christ, and you see Sofia looking up at Christ, you see Jesus there just hanging, and she's looking at it, and then the guy says, come on, you're better than this, Sofia, you've got your whole life ahead of you. Our kid died, but you're still here, you're still breathing, and you're being selfish because you're wasting that, living in a fucking trailer. And you know what? I don't even know this guy's name, but he is kind of right. She is almost giving her life away, you know. She's in I don't think Sofia's cut out to be the girlfriend or the side chick or the significant other or whatever of Easy. That is a position that will likely get you killed. So I think Sofia needs to make a choice. She's seen that shit that happened to it with Lobo, him choking on the fentanyl, him having an overdose. That brought back some bad memories. Who knows? Maybe her kid got hands on drugs. Maybe these two were druggies and her kid found the stash or something like that and she had an overdose. We don't know. But what we do know is Sofia seen that and she didn't like it. And maybe she doesn't really like this club thing. At the start, she didn't really ask questions. She didn't really know anything. But now she's seen people dying on her doorstep. Maybe she can recognise the trouble that Easy is getting the club into, especially with Angel busting into the RV and explaining to her that Easy's going to get us all killed, man. So maybe she's looking at that and she's thinking, wow, I need to get out of here. This life is not for me. And then with her past boyfriend and family telling her that, look, you're better than this. You've got a life ahead of you. You can do more than this. Maybe Sofia will decide, screw it. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving Easy. And we could end up with a scenario at the end of season 5, at the end of the show. Maybe Easy's going to survive. Maybe Easy is going to be alive, but he'll have no club. He'll have no family. And he'll have no girlfriend because the club has been taken away from him. His family has been either killed or left him. And his girlfriend has said, sayonara, I'm out of here. I'm gone. This life is not for me. So I think that's a possibility, guys, for the final ride with Sofia's story arc. I hope they don't dedicate too much more time to this though, because honestly, it does nothing for me. I just don't care for it. I don't really care for Sofia. She's okay to having scenes with Easy, but When Easy's not there and Sofia is like taking the lead in these scenes, it's like, honestly, we do not care, we do not give a shit, and that's the God's honest truth. And I feel that's the way with a lot of Mayan stuff. Like, there's a lot of characters that get their own story arcs that aren't main characters, and unless you're a main character, you don't need your own story. If you're like a character like Sofia, your purpose is just to be with Easy. Your purpose is to bring out things in Easy and develop Easy's character. It's not to go and have your own stuff with your past family. I just don't get that with Mayans. They do that a hell of a lot. When you look at side characters in SOA, it's like, look at Wendy, for example. Anything she did always fell back on Jax or the club or Abel. It's not like Wendy went out and she had her own story arc where she got up to her own personal life and it didn't have any involvement with the club. And I mean, you look at Mayans MC and it's like, there's a lot of shit that we don't care about. Like, Gilly, who cares about this kid on it? What does it do for me? Absolutely nothing. Hank and his mom and selling his house, it does nothing for me. None of this shit does anything. Now, at least Creeper getting with Cody, that made sense because that blew back on the club. Obviously, she was a secret agent. That was good. I enjoyed that storyline. But when you look at stuff like Hank and even like Letty and Hope, it's like, it's all dragged out. This just for them to get kidnapped by Isaac, really? We're going to dedicate all this screen time with them stealing shit and robbing houses just so they can get kidnapped by Isaac. Very, very lame. Meanwhile, we have guys like Guerrero, who's literally just come into the club, and we get nothing. We get absolutely nothing. Guerrero feels like a nobody. If you're going to give somebody something to do, why not give it to him? Instead of Sofia, let's be honest, instead of Sofia going and visiting her old family, why not give Guerrero something? Give him a bit of screen time so if he dies, we maybe have a bit of a connection and we feel something towards the kid. But at the moment, we've barely seen him. So why would we give a shit if he dies? Just doesn't make any sense, guys. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Big question, will Sofia leave Easy or will she stay with Easy? Let us know down below in the comments. Leave a like, leave a subscription, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.